What's up, my brothers and my sisters from another mister? So step into a world where superheroes leap off the screen and into our hearts, forever changing the landscape of cinema. It all started in 2008 when the Marvel Cinematic Universe burst onto the scene, defying all expectations and captivating audiences worldwide. But this was just the beginning, a single spark in a grand cosmic fire. Fast forward 1.5 decades later and we find ourselves in awe of what the MCU has become. These films have shaped our childhoods, our memories, and our futures, and the adventure is far from over. So why not journey back to where it all began? To the genesis of a revolution that shattered the boundaries of superhero storytelling. Prepare to witness the truth of a shared universe where heroes unite, worlds collide, and the excitement reaches unprecedented heights. In this electrifying video, we'll delve into the 6 films that laid the foundation for this groundbreaking tapestry of interconnected stories that has spanned over a decade. And it's not done yet. Get ready to embark on a thrilling retrospective as we unravel the secrets, the legends, and the pure, unadulterated hype that make up the first phase of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Buckle up, true believers. It's time to witness the magic, so let's dive in. Iron Man 2008 is the film that marked the dawn of the MCU. Thanks to Robert Downey Jr.'s charismatic portrayal of Tony Stark, the film quickly became a heavy hitter. Although we already had Batman, it goes without saying that Iron Man was a different take on the traditional superhero persona. And then there is Tony Stark's personality. It was iconic, so well done. You think as though the screenplay itself had been shaped by his unique persona and not the other way around. It was a truly perfect combination of both humor and seriousness, nothing too overboard. It was just well done. I don't know if this is a good way to explain it, but it just felt right. The same goes for the plot and the film's approach to antagonism. Instead of pitting Stark against some random villain, the film made sure to address real-world issues by holding billionaire engineer captive and forcing him to create a devastating weapon. The film showed glimpses of real-world issues, the potential consequences of an uncontrolled flow of weapons, the merchant of death, if you will. It was set in the film.
The Merchant of Death.
That's not bad.
Stark has his own moral reservations, but he was able to make the best of the resources available to him. He used his intelligence and ingenuity to build a high-tech suit of armor. That's how Iron Man was born. It definitely set a high bar for not just the MCU films, but all the superhero films in general. I remember being in the theater watching this before graduating college. Do you remember where you were when you saw this film for the first time? Wherever you were, history was being made before our very eyes. This was the beginning of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Following Iron Man, we had the Incredible Hulk in the same year. The thing about Hulk is that while he was very much an MCU comics character, this wasn't his debut. No. Hulk had already debuted in 2003. Not a very good debut in my opinion, but the reason we don't accept it as a phase 1 film is because the Incredible Hulk starts off with a separate origin story. But of course, it is still worth mentioning. While the 2003 film may be when Hulk debuted in the cinema world, it's the Incredible Hulk that cemented Hulk's place in the MCU. And what made Hulk so interesting that he wasn't a glamorous billionaire or a Norse god? No, he was just a deeply troubled scientist who constantly had to wrestle with this destructive alter ego. Yet again, the MCU showed us that there is way more to the superhero genre than just villains and capes. The plot features Banner, who has to run away from the military to seek a cure for his condition, and also keep himself transforming into the Jack Green dude. Hulk smash! And plus he was hungry, but not for food in the traditional sense. Anyways, the struggle is real. Another interesting thing about the Incredible Hulk is how it stands somewhat isolated from the rest of phase 1. Thinking about it, doesn't this mirrors Banner's narrative arc? It makes Banner feel like an outsider even within the superhero team, doesn't it? It's also worth mentioning that back then, Edward Norton from Fight Club was the actor here, and Hulk was way scarier and overwhelming than anything he is right now. 2008 is when the MCU established its place in the cinemasphere. 2 years later, we received a sequel to Iron Man. Many fans believe Iron Man 2 to be the weakest film in the MCU first phase, but it is still a solid film nonetheless. Iron Man 1 came in way too strong and came with way too much smoke. As the world learns about the true identity of Iron Man, the man himself now has to grapple with fame, deteriorating health, and legacy. The The pressure is unreal. The military wants to learn the secrets of his armored suit, but obviously he is reluctant because this power can be deadly in the wrong hands. This is also the film where Natasha Romanoff, aka Black Widow, seizes the stage, and so there's that. I mean, ain't nobody mad at that either. Overall, the film is about exploring Stark's character, building worthy alliances, and adding layers of nuance to the world building of the MCU. The film basically laid down the groundwork for the Avengers. Nick Fury's intention to assemble a team of heroes was also established. Plus, there are tons of goofy moments. This is also the film where Elon Musk made a cameo. Before I go any further, I'm an author of 4 books, links in description. Next, we had Thor in 2011, and this is the point where the MCU took us off Earth. By introducing Asgard as a canon realm, the film introduced this otherworldly land of the gods, one where Odin reigns supreme as the king. His son Thor, the prideful prince of Asgard, could use a lesson in humility. That's why Odin decides to send him to Midgard, which, as the Norse god mythology goes, is Earth. Sure enough, Thor learns and grows. He becomes wiser. Meanwhile, his brother Loki messes up things out of jealousy, and this family drama takes us to cosmic geopolitics. Guys, we may be used to Thor at this point, but back then this film was truly an otherworldly experience. The average person probably had little to no knowledge of Thor. I mean, I had some, but it was very little. It was like the equivalent of knowing what the Guardians of the Galaxy was at the time, before it was released. Anyways, you get the point. By paving the way for future cosmic ventures such as Guardians of the Galaxy and Captain Marvel, the film also exponentially expanded the scope of the MCU. It looked us in the eye and told us that the franchise's potential is indeed as limitless as the universe itself. Tell your mama to save me a plate, because we hungry for that cosmic universe MCU plate status. After the cosmos comes the past. In the same year as Thor, the MCU introduced Captain America, the first Avenger. Of course, by first, we don't mean the first Avenger to debut, rather the first Avenger in terms of chronological order. The story took us on the wild ride in the 1940s, back when it almost felt as though the world was ending. Played by Chris Evans, a handsome man by Captain America standards, Stephen Rogers is a patriotic underdog from Brooklyn. He is physically frail and was even initially perceived to be unfit for military service. When he volunteers for an experimental program that is designed to transform him into a super soldier, everything changes. That's how during the devastating period of World War II, Captain America was born. It is also the first film to explicitly introduce an Infinity Stone, the Space Stone to be more precise, and we all know where that goes. Personally, I was never a big fan of this first Captain American film. But Captain America the Winter Soldier was pure badassery, man. Captain America the Winter Soldier should be changed to Captain America Hell Yeah.
Give me a hell yeah!
But that one is a phase 2 film, so we'll have to save that discussion for a future video perhaps. All in all, the historical setting and integration of crucial plot elements for future films were indeed a job well done. And finally, released in the year 2012, we have Avengers. This was the first time a major crossover team-up movie was done, and it was done right. For the first time, a superhero movie converged the narrative arcs of multiple standalone superhero films into a cohesive ensemble story. Simply put, it's the pinnacle of Phase 1. It neatly and delicately weaves together the narrative threads of the films that preceded it, and Nick Fury's vision of creating a superhero team is finally realized. And for us moviegoers, we are not mad at that. Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Hulk, Black Widow, and Hawkeye all came together to face off against Loki, who was going to use the power of the Space Stone to conquer Earth. There is drama and discord. Bringing several main characters together isn't always democratic after all, but the sporadic dynamics are a part of the film's charm. With this, the franchise marked the completion of the MCU's Phase 1, and the rest, as they say, is history. An ambitious movie done ambitiously well. What you guys think of the video? Comment below, let me know. Also, if you'd like to see more video like this, you know what to do. Like the video and subscribe to this channel. Thank you again for watching. Until next time.